What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today I want to talk a little bit more about not only Jake, but Vanessa as well. I saw that there was an interview that Vanessa's mom did, and she was trying to speak for Vanessa, and she was speaking out against Jake, and it was interesting. Now, whenever someone does an interview like that, you have to take it with a grain of salt. So we can't take everything at face value. But the other day in my video, I talked about how what happened to baby Emmanuel was tragic. It's unfortunate. It's for a lot of us, it's unfathomable to do something like that to your own child. But we're talking about someone with a history of this stuff. We'll get back into that in a second. But one of the things that I want to also start stressing when I'm doing these videos is Jake's daughter. She's still alive. Barely. And one of the family members of Vanessa adopted not only Jake's daughter, but also Jake's son. Changed both of their names because they didn't want those children to be any way tied to this monster. It can't be cheap taking care of somebody with special needs, especially as many problems as baby Promise has. She's 7 years old now, and she has a feeding tube. I believe she's blind. She has 3% brain function. She can't communicate. That's not easy. So I think that I hope that the family would put out more information, that we can get funds, we could get support to that family. You know, Jake wants to act like he did that interview and he's getting the money together to bail out and he can't wait to get back to his kids. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. They're really going to let him out, first of all, on a joint suspension. Second of all, around kids. When I listened to the mother, Vanessa's mother, I think it was, I apologize, I can't remember the name. I think it's JLR. He's doing a lot of coverage on this stuff. He's doing a lot of lives, a lot of stories, and he's the one that I saw. And he was reading the article. Jake blamed Vanessa. But according to Vanessa's mother, Vanessa took baby Promise to the doctors on several occasions to figure out what was wrong with her. Somebody who's actively assaulting and abusing their child, they wouldn't be taking the child to the doctor. Look at baby Emmanuel, for an example. He wasn't taken to the doctor. You see the difference in the pictures when he was like a month or two old to where the last picture. You see the difference in the eyes, in the actually the structure of the face. Things had changed drastically. According to Vanessa's mother, the night I guess they lost baby Promise, Vanessa had taken off. She had went somewhere. She came back and there was a serious problem. And Jake, he said that he dropped her in the sink. And that's why she was, I guess, having seizures and who knows what else. But the injuries that the baby had, she had multiple fractures. Baby Promise had multiple fractures that were already healed. She had been being abused. Jake had been abusing her. She had strangulation marks on her neck. That, I assume, coupled with the shaking, is the reason why she suffered so much brain damage. What the hell could possess someone to put their hands or put their hand around their own child's neck in anger? What possesses someone to handle their children with hatred? Everyone gets frustrated when the baby doesn't want to, the baby doesn't want to stop crying and the baby's fussy. We get frustrated. We still don't hit the baby. We try to figure out, what does the baby need? But there's a history now. 2 children severely injured. Jake's son, he was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. It's being alleged. That's on Vanessa. I'm starting to think, and more will come out as this story of Jake and Rebecca unfolds. More is going to come out about Vanessa. I think she understands that, right? I don't see, as of right now, I don't believe anything Jake says. So I don't believe that Vanessa was an abuser. I believe she was abusing alcohol, maybe, to try to cope with the relationship that she was in. Maybe. I don't know. I'm speculating. And that led to the son being born with fetal alcohol syndrome. You know, since that time, Vanessa's cousin has taken in, once again, Jake and Vanessa's son and daughter, and they changed both children's names. If it was all just an accident, do you think that cousin would have done that? If she believed that the little boy and the little girl were in a loving home where an accident occurred, do you think she would have changed the names? Absolutely not. She's trying to erase any connection with Jake. You know, Jake got, from my understanding, for what he did to his daughter. I think you guys, a lot of you guys have seen the pictures and the videos of the little girl. For what he did to her, he received a misdemeanor, not a felony. Is that true? Because that's all I'm finding, that it was dropped down to a misdemeanor. That to actually settle that case, it took over 2 years, I believe, to settle that case. So for 2 years, he was just running around on the streets, doing who knows what to who, women and children, we don't know. And then he hooked up with Rebecca whenever he did, and Rebecca, Mrs. Stockholm Syndrome, so adoring of Jake. She was in the same home with this so-called man and their child, their son, and their son was just being brutalized, allegedly. By all appearances, that child, that little boy, baby Emmanuel, went through hell. This case is ugly. And it's going to get more ugly if it goes to trial. Because if it goes to trial, by that time, I don't think Rebecca is going to be Mrs. Stockholm anymore. I think she's going to answer some questions. And she's going to talk about the things that she saw Jake do. And he's going to talk about the things that, according to him, that she did. And the truth will lie in the middle somewhere. A lot of people can't take the details of this case. And I understand. But I also believe it's something we shouldn't run from. It's something that should drive our focus and attention to getting lawmakers to change the laws when it comes to abusing children, women, and the elderly. Why are these cases still treat it as just a slap on the wrist. Oh, it was just a mistake. No, we can't have that. Things got to change. And it's only going to change if we push it. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.